not all of us have the ability to imagine the possible. What does imagining the possible mean? That despite all the heartaches that this country has, we have to begin to be hopeful by using our skills. And that hopefulness is really partly spirituality. It's really because the person himself or herself is very strong. And that's not something an ordinary business school, for instance, will teach us. And in the end, we will make an even greater difference in this country through the leaders that we are going to form in the future.
If you don't take care of your society, your market will also be gone.
You have to give the student a fuller perspective by which to understand the engagement of business, which is wealth creation and wealth availment, okay, within the broader context of life and life's journey.
We have to convert our knowledge of the socio-economic condition in our curriculum to be able to deliver goods and services that's of value to society. If they do that, they earn more profits, and then that's also good for society.
From the beginning, the Ateneo School of Government was conceived to be a leadership school.
We engage the students to be better prepared to build communities and transform our nation, town by town, city by city, province by province.
Trying to create really a very good leadership, yun ang ini-inspire ng Ateneo School of Government.
We need to have a critical mass of leaders in all fields, but especially in the field of governance. And I think the Ateneo School of Government is number one in that field in making that contribution.
So what do you have in the 4 professional schools? Schools that give you the most important handles in the process of development.
Lawyers have a huge capacity to change the history of the Philippines, and that's one of the mindsets that changed when I was in law school. It taught me to see law as a matter of and a tool for change.
What sets apart the Ateneo Legal Education is that it is not only a mastery of your craft, but that you also have to nurture your heart.
One thing that also stands out, of course, is the tradition of excellence in legal education. This is also very evident in the history of our ranking in the bar exams through the years.
It is not enough to be a good professional, to be an expert in your field. In the end, you have to ask yourself the question, what for? What am I being a good lawyer for? What am I being a good doctor for?
The gap between rich and poor in the world is so huge that the experts are saying we cannot just train the doctor who's going to treat the individual. You have to develop doctors who understand the big picture, who not only know how to treat the individual, but also know how to approach populations. And that's why this is what's different about this school. We wanted to be able to train physician leaders, people who were adept at healing people, individuals, preventing disease in individuals, but also had this capacity to think systemically, to think about the problems of healthcare in society, and to reform healthcare in society.
Because of this challenge of treating the patient and treating the whole system at once, it constantly gives me that push to make things better for this country.
The double degree, it's an MD, MBA. The MD degree provides them the skills to actually be good physicians, to treat individuals, to prevent illness in individuals. The MBA gives them the foundations to understand organizations, to understand institutions, their financing, the way they're structured, the way you might have to reform them.
Many people, I think, go to graduate school, say get an MBA, because they expect to move ahead in their professions and, to be honest, to become rich. We're more demanding from our professional students or our professional schools, I think, because we're trying to say to them, you have to ask yourselves the question, why are you good? For whom are you good? We in the professional schools are deeply committed and very passionate about helping the country move towards prosperity. And we will do this by forming professionals whose skills and hearts will not only be for themselves, but for the country.